Okay, guys, back to Flames TV, back to Flames Talk. It's a very emotional day for us. Well, yesterday we saw what happened with the Nigeria and Ghana match. A lot of us felt it was a very boring match. So I have the best of the best here with me to dissect and analyze what happened yesterday and what to expect on Tuesday. I have Sam, I have Ebby, I have Kosi, and I have Dio with me to do justice to this discussion. In your own opinion, what happened yesterday?
Well, I think that Ghana definitely learned from their AFCON outing. I think they were a lot more structured. I think they went away and did some homework. They restructured the team, and I think they managed to pump some fresh talent in. And I think it was Dio that mentioned in the last conversation we had that Ghana would rather lose to like a lowly side than lose to Nigeria. So they were ready for us. They were ready. I think Otado is doing a good job, and the new technical team they've put together. It's probably the best performance I've seen from Ghana in a very long time. I don't think they were perfect. I mean, I think their defense was good. I think their attack was lacking a little bit, but I still think it was probably one of the best performances I've seen in a while.
Once again, question marks about Osunego Avoin's tactical nurse. But I always knew at the minute Wilfred Ndidi got injured in that Europa League thing, I knew that we had would be in for some trouble in that midfield department, because he has no replacement really, and if he's not there, we wouldn't have grip. And if you lose your midfield, your attack suffers and your defense will also suffer. Yeah, we were second best for much of the game, but the fact that we didn't lose means that we can take the lessons learned from Kumasi yesterday back to Abuja and try to rectify things, especially with the personnel to be trusted to start the game for Nigeria.
Sam, we were talking before the recording. You were saying something about the away goal as an advantage for Ghana. What is your perception on that? If Ghana comes there and scores one goal, it's all over for us.
That's why I feel like in the second leg it's almost in their favor now. We knew it was going to Kumasi. We knew how difficult it was going to be. We knew we was going to play in front of a packed out stadium. That stadium holds 40,000 people. It looked like they sold more tickets than that. It was rammed. It was loud. I didn't know how the boys were going to cope under that type of atmosphere. But they didn't lose. And I think that's a positive. It's better to go into the second leg 0-0 than to have gone into the second leg having maybe losing 1-0 or 2-0. So I think that's one positive that we can take. We didn't play well at all. We can see a massive difference between the performance we did at AFCON compared to now. It was almost exactly like that Tunisia game where it just didn't seem like the boys were up for it. But I have to give the boys the benefit of the doubt because it was the first time they were playing this quote unquote new Ghana side with new backroom staff, a few new players in the team. So it was almost like an opportunity for them to kind of just get to know the team, see how they played. We didn't know what to expect. So in that sense, I give the boys the benefit of the doubt. But at the same time, it's quite worrying heading into this second leg because as we all know, our away record is way better than our home record of recent. And so when you bring a team like Ghana to Abuja, are Nigeria going to be able to step up? You know, if Ghana do score, are Nigeria ready to score twice? Because that's the situation now. It's a frustrating result in Kumasi, but we did have opportunities to score. And I felt like, you know, regardless of that penalty shot, I know a lot of people are talking about a penalty, but I feel like we had other opportunities in that game to score. And I think we were desperate for a goal and it could cost us in the second leg. But listen, it's football. Anything can happen. Nigeria could end up going into that home game and win 3-0. Nobody knows. But at this moment in time, I feel like it's Ghana's to lose.
Mr. Theo, 2 questions for you. He talked about the penalty. Was that a penalty? That's question 1. And then question 2. Last time we had this recording, you were talking about history and you said how much Nigeria has won and all that. But there's also history that came into play in 2001, where Nigeria played Ghana at home and we drew. And then we came to Nigeria and won. I think that was for the World Cup 2002 qualifiers. So do you think history is going to come into play this time?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Flames, for that. If you allow me to first of all comment, and I apologize for digressing, for commenting on the match. I don't subscribe to the notion that we were outplayed, and I also don't subscribe to the notion that Nigeria performed that badly. Ghana were playing at home, and the initiative was theirs to attack and to win the match. So they were always going to be the aggressor, and we were always going to be the ones to tame them and then hit them on the counter. And that was how things, in my view, panned out. I thought Eguavo's boys did a fantastic job in containing Ghana for the entirety of the match. And arguably, I would argue that the best moments, the best offensive moments of the match came from Nigeria, with the eloquent pass from Iheanacho to Moses Simon, that he was one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and one would expect Moses Simon to have scored that goal. And also towards the tail end of the second half, when a table came in and we started pressing, the Ghanaians, and we started pressing them up front, that yielded the situation for your first question, which I believe upon VAR review was not a penalty, because it was clear that there was contact between Iheanacho and the Ghanaian defender. If it was pre-VAR, or if VAR was not allowed, then the story would have been very different. But we are all bound by VAR, so for me, it wasn't a penalty. I expect history to repeat itself, and I expect Nigeria to win emphatically in Abuja. And I make that bold statement because the Super Eagles yesterday were against two things. They were against the might of the Ghanaian national team at their best, and also the vociferous and what's the word I'm looking for? The vociferous and the hostile environment, that's the word. So they were against those two forces, and they were able to maintain themselves. So now when we then go to the second leg in Abuja, I expect the Super Eagles to come out and the quality of our strikers, which we know they have, to shine through and for us to take the day. There can be no doubt about it, and history will repeat itself.
Can I just ask you, Mr. Dio? Like, I'm trying my best to be confident, but where do you get this confidence from? Because what have you seen from the team recently that makes you think we'll go to Abuja and win 3-0? The last two home games that we've played in these World Cup qualifiers have been 1-1 against Cape Verde and a 1-0 defeat to Central Africa Republic. Let me say that last one again. 1-0 defeat to Central Africa Republic, a team that shouldn't even think about winning when they come to our ground. Do you understand? So what makes you think that we're going to take this quote-unquote new Ghana side to Abuja and we're going to put 3 goals past them and they're not going to score?
As well.
Buhari is going to attend.
So, apart from, forget the bad luck thing, but the fact that, the president is there might even make them nervous. He might put an extra...
Apparently, he's like a bad omen, apparently.
Well, that's what everybody says. But like I said, forget that. Just the fact that his presence might actually put a bit of pressure on them. It's like when you have your parents watching you, in a playroom or something. Yeah. You feel that pressure.
I think we had no answers for what Ghana posed. And even in the game, Troost-Ekong and Leon Balogun, they didn't sit back to absorb pressure. They were willing to go forward. But it's just that at that midfield area, we weren't ticking. I think the only thing that makes me positive is that when certain changes were made, when Ogene Karetabo came into that midfield and Innocent Bonke was withdrawn for Frank Onyeka, we had a little bit of grip. So I think the blessing from the first leg is that I think we'll have a clearer picture of who is capable of withstanding what Ghana have in Ogene Karetabo and Frank Onyeka. But I don't think the Eagles set up to absorb pressure and defend. They just couldn't cope with the intensity that Ghana brought to the game. And of course, I agree with you that in Abuja, Ghana won't have a partisan crowd to cheer them on and give them that little bit of energy. But I don't think Abuja can generate such a hostile atmosphere. If this game was to take place in Port Harcourt or Akwa Ibom or somewhere in Kano, for instance, you can expect that the crowd would give the Ghanaian players a lot of trouble, but not really for Abuja. I don't think we can.
They are big boys and big girls.
Exactly.
I don't mean to interrupt you guys. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but a number of questions.
No, Mr. Dio, they were directing their conversation to you. So exactly. I think you should respond.
Yours.
Exactly. Number one, the first question, I think our previous qualifying record was under a different dispensation. So I'm not going to bring that one. The ones that we lost to Central African Republic and Cape Verde, that is Gennaro Rock. This is Eguavoen, so it's different. We saw what Eguavoen was able to do in the group stages of the AFCON. And unfortunately, I think that the game against Tunisia, they were slightly unlucky. So we saw what they could produce in the group stages. That's number one. And again, number two, I saw the Super Eagles yesterday that played slightly under a bit of baggage because there was a lot riding. There was so much build up to this encounter, and they were playing in front of what was a hostile environment, and they really did not want to lose. Their first priority was not to lose. I think when they play in Abuja, regardless of how the crowd would be, I think they will have more freedom. I think they will have more verve. I think they have been a little bit wounded by some of the treatment from the Ghanaians, like the way they were allowed to disgracefully disembark from the plane and having to be jumping from the plane as if maybe they are coming from a war zone or something like that. I think the Super Eagles are a bit wounded. People haven't noticed that. And I think that the Moses Simons of this world, the Dennis of this world, the Osimhen of this world, they will have the freedom to unleash their full fury on the Ghanaians. And I see a bloodbath in Nigeria. That is what I believe. I think that our players will play with flair and freedom, and I think that Ghana will be demolished.
Amen.
I need these glasses.
Flames, let me ask you if
I need the glasses that Dio is wearing, because what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing it. Please lend me your glasses.
If you want to clip that part,
maybe we should all collectively say amen.
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 No, I was saying that if you want to clip that part of Mr. Dio, just remove my face from it, because this overconfidence, I don't know. I don't want to be a part of the overconfidence, please.
I know.
Prior to the game, there was some myth around the Nigerian team. Oh, they've got the fear factor. They've got Victor Osimhen, they've got Kelechi Iheanacho, the big boys relatively in European football. Having played them in Kumasi yesterday, I think all fear would have been extinguished because we looked quite ordinary, and the Ghanaians would feel, oh, really? Look at the way Jiku and Amate dealt with Victor Osimhen, for instance.
We didn't look ordinary. We did not.
I think we looked ordinary, Dio.
We did not look ordinary. We played a compact football, and we played not to lose, and we did not lose. And as a matter of fact, the same Iheanacho was the one who delivered this defense splitting pass.
Yeah, which was about the only good thing he did in 90 minutes, right?
Just one,
flat-footed.
One incident. What did you think about midfield yesterday, Dio?
For us.
I think Osimhen, at one point, I saw him getting quite frustrated because nobody was feeding him.
Our midfield has not really been Nigeria's strongest point recently. We all know that. And the emphasis of our attack has always been more from the wings anyway. And then you have Bonke, who perhaps is playing at that particular level of international football with the intensity that comes with it for the first time. So we have to cut him some slack. He was more focused on the defensive aspect of his game, and that I believe he performed with aplomb. He was very focused. He did not give the Ghanaians much space, and he gave enough cover to the back. But when it comes to creative, the Ghanaians, they had a lot of the ball. My point is this. the Ghanaians gave us, when somebody say, give me your best shot, give me everything you've got. The Ghanaians gave us everything they had yesterday, and they still could not nick just one goal. As a matter of fact, we had the best chance of the match with a Iheanacho's pass to Moses Simon, and then we had the second best moment of the match with our pressing that led to a penalty kick that they were just lucky, very lucky to escape from. So you can't escape the fact that we were even closest to scoring yesterday.
I don't know that I agree with that though, because there was a great one from Ahene Jan.
It was in the back post, and if it got a slight touch to the ball, it would have been a goal. A corner kick came in from me, right? It was in the back post. The net was the post was empty. He couldn't just adjust his body on time. And if he did, just the slightest touch, I think that was the closest chance anyway.
But I'm going to ask, what do you think about the goalkeeping department? Was that an improvement?
I was going to ask the same question. Because I think Uzoho did really well.
He's always been out of the three that we ever call up. Like, he's always been the guy that I think should start, even from the 2018 World Cup.
Yeah.
Like, I just felt like he should have been our starting goalkeeper at AFCON too. But obviously, I'm not in training, so I don't know what the boys are doing.
Yeah, I wonder if Maduka was in the goalpost, whether things would have been different.
We would have considered 2 or even 3.
Well, people would have. The thing is about Okoye, he's a good goalkeeper. People need to. What people tend to do all the time with goalkeepers is that a goalkeeper can play 10 games perfectly. On the 11th game, he makes one mistake. Oh, he's crap. He's this, he's that. All the best goalkeepers in the world in history have all made mistakes at some point in their career. He's a young goalkeeper, so there's only time and space to improve. But in terms of Uzoho,
so is Uzoho. He's also
with Uzoho, especially when you consider
he's not Ajabo. He's Ajabo. And Kumasi is a hostile environment. I've been to Kumasi. I've been to games. I've watched like Kumasi Asante Kotoko play Hearts of Oak. That environment is an unpleasant environment. I mean, if you don't win, as soon as you get out, you need to run. You need to run to the car and get yourself out, because the fans, they throw things. They can get quite aggressive. So whether Maduka would have been able to put up with that and withstand that kind of pressure, I don't know. I think Uzoho would definitely be a good choice on that.
Are we qualifying for the World Cup? Be realistic.
Nigeria, listen, I feel like the odds are against us, but Nigeria have a good history of qualifying for the World Cup. So I can only base it off that. I don't know how it's going to be done. I don't know if it's going to be done by own goal, penalty, or one of our players is going to hit a 30-yard free kick. Nobody knows. But I think when it's all said and done, we will qualify. But I will tell you for now, that 90 minutes on Tuesday will probably be the most uneasy 90 minutes of our lives. For sure. For sure.
I don't. I refuse. I refuse to see it that way.
Mr. Dio is just not agreeing with that.
We are all going to come back here and see how the Super Eagles have marveled us and see how they have massacred Ghana at home. For me, the display in Kumasi was masterclass in focus and masterclass in defensive solidity. Now, our strikers are going to unleash themselves to Ghana, and Ghana will feel the full force of our fury.
Amen to that, boy. I don't know where you get your confidence from.
We do have, like Sam said, I mean, we have been in the World Cup, the final stages, about 6 times. Ghana's only been on 3 times. So in that sense, we do have, a better record. And we actually started going to the World Cup before then. We started in 94. They started like just yesterday, like in
2006. Okay, so I think we should all just leave here with Dio's perception.
Yeah.
With Dio's enthusiasm. Because Mr. Dio has really given us hope. If not for him, we would not be. Mr. Sam was looking gloomy at the start of the show, but
I'm still gloomy, man. I'm still gloomy, bro.
You're still gloomy?
I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous.
Sam, don't be. Don't be.
What do you mean, don't be? Like, this is Nigeria football team we're talking about. This is not like these type of games, bro. You can never tell what team is gonna turn up. Like, I have to be nervous. I have to be. 1 away goal means Nigeria must score 2. How can I not be nervous?